still in the game. Just. I was planning a trip to Coventry, but I've just spoke to the heating people, and I think they're coming on Friday, which is when I wanted to return. Um, and obviously Coventry being quite far away from where I am, it's going to have to be put on a hold, I think, because I don't think I can get back to Kent in the time that they want me here. And also, what I've noticed with Coventry, I wanted to go by when I went to Birmingham. I went by coach from Victoria in London, um, and there were lots of different options for times. Um, but what I'm noticing is with the Coventry, straight to Coventry from Victoria, um, it's looking like there's two coaches that go, and it looks like one's at 6 in the morning and one's at half 6 in the morning, which seems quite strange to me. Um, which would mean me being in London for 6:30 in the morning. Um, Trains start running in my local town at about 4 in the morning. Um, Not that I can get there. Well, I could get there at 4 in the morning. I'd have to pay like a taxi from my little village. Yeah. So it looks like my little holiday's just been put on hold again. But then again, I did manage to get hold of the guy that's sorting my head. Well, he's not doing it, but he's arranging it. I've been trying to get hold of him for 2 weeks, and I've managed to get hold of him. Um, yeah. What's going on with my phone? My phone's just vibrating and doing all sorts. So I'm just flicking through the notifications there. Starting to feel a bit more myself now. Obviously, I've not posted anything for I think it's or any videos for about a week, which is quite strange for me. Um, that's because I've had just morons that occupy my mind. But I've decided now the morons I can't really let them just get to me all the time. Yeah, and I was planning a little trip because it's payday tomorrow night, and I've just done my non-payment week, so I've just had a rather hard week. I was going to have a trip away. I was going to go on a Wednesday and come back on a Friday, so I'll get some time there instead of just obviously. I think it's a 2.5 hour direct coach from Victoria to Coventry. Um, it's not just a two-tone museum that I'll be visiting. Obviously, I want to see that bombed out cathedral and like some historical places. Um, but I'm also going to go to places like the home of Two Tone, where it was actually born in that little flat there. That I've only ever seen on the TV. I'm going to go to the places where the Specials had their album photos taken. And then I'll take some more photos there. I'm also going to go to some places where the Selector had their photos taken for their albums, which were all based around Coventry. Then obviously, them being Coventry bands. Um, but yeah, and then you've obviously got the Two Tone Village, which is the most important bit about my little trip. where you get to go in the ghost town car and all that, which sounds quite exciting. Um, yeah, and I'm also going to be going live from there. Um, I think, well, I'll clear it with them first, but I think considering what my channel is, I'll be all good to go there. Um, yeah, but he did say, the guy from Clarion, that the him guy they might cancel. If that's the case, then I'll get a text message, but hopefully I'll get one confirming it because I've really got to get my eating done. Um, because the last few nights have just been fucking ridiculous. Um, I even had an ambulance out, guys, yesterday. But the good thing is, with my ADHD and all that, I take like a lot of meds and that. You have to have regular ECGs and things done on you. And I ain't had none done for over 2.5 years. They stuck me on the computer and that yesterday, the girls in the ambulance. And boom, everything come up rosy. Which I always kind of knew, but I was a bit suspicious of because normally I'd have to have these tests every 8 weeks to 12 weeks. It's basically my blood pressure, my weight, and my ECG, an echocardiogram, which just it sort of measures the electricity in your heart and your body, make sure it's all going right, and it's all going right for me. So it fucking should really. The amount of cycling and shit I've done over the years. I guess now, at my age, this is where it's going in my favour. Um, the fact that I can go through what I've been through and still be in the game, like medically, is pretty important to me. And I believe that if I hadn't been so fit through cycling, I must add, and ADHD, I, I wouldn't be in the game at all. But yeah, we might even break out some records tonight. How about that? Get back to the normal fucking stuff. Just been on a right downer. Been on a complete downer, everyone. That's what the housing do to you. Still not talking to that Marcy. Every time I upset her, she goes away in a huff and then just ceases communication. Well, what sort of communication is that? Do you know what I mean? Um, yeah. I think she's a bit pissed off that I haven't apologised to her. But then I don't think I should. There you go. Yeah. But yeah. I might look at a train to Coventry, but to be honest, the price to Coventry, if I'd have booked it last night, right, for a return on a coach was £4.99, which is just crazy. Um, which is a lot cheaper than the train. Um, I don't really mind sitting on the coach for a couple of hours if I'm going to save that kind of money. To be honest, with the money that you save from the train, you could probably have a good night out in Coventry or surrounding areas. But yeah, in a way, they might have done me a favour because when I do the Coventry trip, I might combine a Liverpool trip in there as well as I'm up that way. Um, yeah, which will mean spending loads more money, but it's all good. It's there to be spent, isn't it? You're only alive once. Do you know what I mean? Um, I was going to buy a motorbike as well, guys, last week, but then someone else got in there before me. um, Also, I'm sorting all my where is it? Sorting all my license and that out. but I've got to give up the weed because I've got to have a medical, which I can do. And I've got the form up there. Yeah, I want to get on the road this year. So the process starts. Well, the process started when I was speaking to Swansea. Obviously, growing up, I did a lot of illegal driving. I was in a young offenders, well, that Hollisley Bay. I was in there for driving when I was 17, many moons ago. Um, but I thought if I was to go legal, that would be on my insurance somewhere. But the girl from Swansea said that all my offences were like 30 years ago, and they completely won't even be on anywhere. She said effectively I'll have a clean licence. Um, so that's the route I've gone down, or I'm going down. I've got the paperwork up here. I've got to apply for that. Um, but I've got to have a medical before I do that because my last offence was not blowing in the machine. Not that I was pissed, but I didn't blow in the machine. Um, but yeah, that was my second time not blowing in the machine. And it's mad that that was like 25, 30 years ago. It's mad that I can come back now and have a completely squeaky clean license, but they just send you back to square one, though. That's the only problem. It's a bit like a Monopoly board where you just slide back down. But yeah, I suppose it's better to go back to square one with a clean provisional license than have a license full of points and convictions. But obviously, you get what's called spent convictions, which all mine are. I couldn't believe it. Um, That's why I've kind of steered away from driving for all these years because I thought that'd be on there somewhere, man. Do you know what I mean? But the girl said, no, you're completely squeaky clean. You just get a completely new license. I can already drive anyway. So, but what I'll do while I'm waiting for my test and all that shit, 'cause it's in two parts, isn't it now? Used to be just one part back in the day, boom, and it was done. But I've got no problem sitting down and doing it in the theory and the practical. I ain't got any issues there. I'll probably do that with my eyes shut. Um, but what I'll do in the meantime, I don't know how long you have to wait for the actual test, but what I'll do, I'll get a little motorbike just to bob about on. Um, 'Cause I quite like motorbikes as well. So I might get a car and a motorbike. Maybe I should get like a van. Who knows? Um, but yeah, what's the time anyway, guys? 4:15. I've got to go into town in a little while. But I might have another coffee before I go. I think. I suppose I could. Oh, oh, body's just seizing up, man. God, I'll tell you what, I'm sitting in this room here, which is either going to be my office or my bedroom. Um, yeah, so I'm sorting this red carpet out that's behind me. Um, but it's got that cold in here that I can't really do anything now until they sort that heating out. But saying that, I've got to put a load of electric on, so I'm going to fire all the heaters up tonight. Um, but yeah, my social worker Tom, he's getting on the case tomorrow. And again, they're all on the case, but none of them doing anything. Anybody that watches my videos will note that I had that meeting about 3 weeks ago with these people, and I'm still sitting here in the same position. Um, but yeah, Crazy. Where did I put the milk? There. Right, let's see if we can actually get out of here without falling over. So I'm in the room that's got, well, every room's got fucking stuff everywhere, but climbing over this chair at the minute. So I've got a chair in front of the doorway, so can't really get out of the door. It's all good. Yeah, back in the game, I think. I think I'm back in the game. I think it's colder in that. I'm sitting in that room shivering, man. I come out here and it's must be that room, man. I'm sitting in. Might just so I can sit out here. I've got to have a car. I've got to go to town to put 60 quid on this electric key. Well, I've got to put a code on it. Wow. The old record decks, mate. Fired them up for a week. I might have to be fired up tonight. Hopefully the housing bloke messages me back soon and says, oh, they've cancelled Friday. They want to do it the next week or something, because then I can do my Coventry trip. The only thing I'll have to do is just pay quite a bit of money for a taxi, unless I can pay one of my pals, man, to take me to the train station. Because the train goes at, the coach leaves London Victoria at 6:30 and 6 in the morning, which is just too crazy. Too early. Well, it's all right if you live in London, I suppose. I don't. Yeah, it's been quite sub-zero temperatures in Kent. Running out of sugar. Good though. Where's my coffee? I'm running out of coffee as well. Payday tomorrow night, thank God. Saying that, I think I'm getting some kind of shopping voucher or something off of my social worker. Bit of caffeine. I've also got to have a word with my doctors, because I've been taking these ADHD tablets, right? These 5 milligram ones, having to do like 12 or whatever a day. It's not the same. It doesn't affect me the same. Could be why I've been off key a bit. In fact, that's probably a very good reason why I'm a bit off the head. I need sort of the 20 milligram tablets all in one tablet, if you get me, because I'm sure it's having a different chemical breakdown in my sort of brain, in my bloodstream. Because where I'd normally do one 20 milligram tablet, I'm having to do 4, and I'm doing that 3 times a day. It's getting to the point by the second load of tablets, you just want to throw them up, man, because you know it's like swallowing tablets constantly. It's just a nightmare. But I was going to ask the pharmacist whether it would have a different sort of genetic breakdown in my body, the actual drug, because it's obviously amphetamine. Do you know what I mean? I know what it does. Well, it's actually dexamphetamine. Not to be, well, I was going to say not to be confused with all the street speed, but I suppose the street dealers or the pharmacists on the street are probably looking to replicate that's what that drug is. Obviously, I'll get it on prescription. And I'm down to my last strip, I believe, which yeah, I've got one more strip left. In fact, that's yeah, I was just sitting there for 10 minutes. So I've got this electricity code. I've got to wait for an hour for it to be activated. So I'm in this mad room now, which used to be my dad's room. It used to be my sister's room years ago. What's trod on there? Another aerial bites dust. Getting good at snapping then. Might take that with me though.
Welcome.
It's South Coast PMR network tonight. Let me bang this bulb in here. Look. A bit of light. We've got that one. We've got the FM Midland, AM and FM. And I'm actually looking at buying a new sucker for these radios, I am, and records. I've been into these since I was a kid. Yeah, I've been looking at there's some new ones coming on the market, and there's also trying to think what I need tonight. What do I need tonight? I need my bank card. Not that we got a lot in there, but I think I've got £4.99. How about that? So we'll spend that. Why not? And where's that gone? 25 minutes. No? I thought that was some housing, but I had Tom, the rent officer, call me. Where's your Christmas payment? Still in the bank, Tom. I said, I'll pay double next week if you want. He said, tell you what, he said, just put a little bit on there each time. I skipped a week at Christmas. Been here 54 years, you know what I mean? 53 years, and I'm going anywhere, is it? Do you know what I mean? 54 years, man, in September. Crazy. Just think one day it'll get to like 75 years that I've been here, if I get that far. They used to live over the road, you see, my mum and dad and the 4 kids. And when I was born, the last one, we moved here. I like that cut there, look. Oh. I'll tell you what, might have to put that woolly hat on when I go out. It's not freezing out there yet, but I went out about two this morning for a walk around the village, and it was fucking white out there, guys and girls. It was white, and it was all like misty, frosty stuff. It's really weird out there. Really sort of eerie atmosphere. But yeah, might even have a bonfire tonight. I've got the that might come this week actually. I've got a skip coming to get rid of all my junk. The social services are going to get me a skip so I can sort all this shit out, get all my rubbish out, then finish my DIY. But I've got to get that heating done because it's just too cold. Do you know what I mean? Can't operate properly in here. Don't even know what temperature we're at in here now. Wouldn't want to know. Yeah, they're going to put a new pump on it, which is quite ironic because the last thing they did was put a new pump on it. So that didn't last very long. Anyway, what we got tonight, we've got little Quanchang. And it's incidentally, it's the Quanchang that are releasing this new radio with 2 aerials and that is Airband. What we're listening to there, that is Heathrow Airport approach, which is that bottom number 119, which is on AM. Yeah. Then we've got this one, which is more powerful one.
Welcome.
TIT radio. That's what frequency the PMR net would be on. And then we've got this one. Which does all different bands. Which is a Midland. I might just take this one into town with the little antenna on. Ooh. Even though I get a better receive this one and transmit. That's an extra antenna that I bought myself. Normally it would come with one of these little ones on.
Welcome.
And again, I prefer it with the other one on. The longer one, that's the stock antenna it comes with, and that's my crazy one that I bought to put on there. Oh. Yeah. What's the time anyway? Right, anyway, I'll be back. I'll be live when I'm in town. Well, when I leave here. Got to ring my pal up. Bank card, where's that? That's what I've got to do first. Bank cards. In fact, I've got one of these new bank cards, man, with no numbers and stuff on. Very stealthy. I've noticed that Tommy Robinson, got a lot of Tommy fans and that, and people that follow him, that watch my videos. I've noticed that all these people, Paul, whatever his name, oh, what's his surname? The watch dealer. People know what I'm on about. Who in the know? If you know, you know. Anyway, the watch dealer, he's had a letter saying he can't visit Tommy Robinson. They're all people that are visiting Tommy. They're all being told you can't visit Tommy. Yeah, he's not even a fucking proper criminal, man. He's in there for a civil offence, man. That doesn't even warrant being in prison. Yet they got him in fucking, is it Woodhill prison, in solitary confinement. The fuck's all that about? Yeah, I bet that little fucking weird little freak that murdered them kids. I bet he's on fucking on the luxuries, man. It's just a joke, man. Um, Unbelievable. And I've heard that that little freak was from Somalia. So I was right. He did get off the fucking boat at some point. Um, Coincidentally, is where Trump's just attacked. Um, he's just attacked. That's Trump's first military move, actually, attacking Somalia. It's probably a good strike. All them pirates out there, man. But yeah, um, I think that what was his name? That Ray Bang Bang Ray Hill, whatever his name is, that old criminal. Um, he put out a story saying that that little freak had been done, someone had done him. But then again, he put out a story that when Dave Courtney got shot by himself when he committed suicide, he put out a story that people had burst in and assassinated Courtney. So I think you got to take Boom Boom Ray Hill and his videos with a bag of salt. Um, but yeah, um, crazy, eh? But I'm pretty sure though that Rude or whatever is what's his name, Rude or something. Um, the Southport killer. I'm pretty sure he's going to get done at some point. Obviously, he's going to get served right up. There's no way they're going to be able to protect him. Um, but to be honest, I should just assassinate him in the night and save all the taxpayers a lot of money. But yeah, it's what happens when we're living in a lawless Britain, which is what it's become. Crazy. Anyway, I've got 2 ADHD tablets. And that'll be my first dose of the day. Um, See, they're the same size, man, as my 20 milligram ones, but they're only 5. So I'm thinking, what's all that other shit in there, man? They're definitely not affecting me the same. That's why I've been completely off the ball. Um, Crazy. Got to get some pictures for my driving license thing. Um, then I've got to send it off for it, and then I've got to wait. Then I've got to pay 50 quid, man, for a fucking for a DVLA medical so they can look to see if I'm an alcoholic. I don't even drink. I drink at Christmas, man, but it's because I didn't blow in the machine all them years ago, twice. But obviously now we've moved on 30 years. I might be getting a squeaky clean license at the beginning of it, and all my convictions are quashed because of the length of time. But they still want to look at my blood to see. Well, I suppose they just presume everyone's an alcoholic. They can tell. Do you know what I mean? The DVLA, they can tell by the amount of alcohol in your blood levels as to what sort of drinker you are, whether you're on it daily, which I'd probably refuse you a license then. But obviously, I don't drink. I drink at Christmas when have a bottle of Baileys. Do you know what I mean? Or two or five. But that's it. So the only alcohol they're going to find in my body is what's naturally in your body floating about. But they're going to find other drugs. You know what I mean? They're going to find amphetamine. But once I've declared that, that's all good. I don't have to declare me ADHD or me ASD unless it interferes with my capability of driving, which it doesn't. In fact, my medication would actually enhance my driving, obviously, being a stimulant. I've got no learning issues with my disorders, so I'm good to go. But the only thing is, they're going to be looking for smoke, aren't they? Cannabis in the old bloodstream. And I believe that smoking, doped up smoking, is just as bad as drink driving, the way they look at it. Yeah. So that's going to mean me giving up weed, having a blood test, and then either staying off the weed or getting back on it. Maybe I'll like life off of it and I'll stay off it. So that's the plan. I feel quite a bit of a bummer that I've got to pay 50 quid for the privilege to them to tell me that, yeah, you don't even drink anyway. Tell me something I didn't know. My doctor could tell them that, but I suppose they have to have their. It's all money. It's all a money game, isn't it? Big money maker. Everyone's getting paid, man. A bit like the medicine industry. Everyone's getting paid, except the patient. He's getting done. But yeah. But yeah, once I've had once I've had the blood test, it's boom. They'll then give me my provisional license, which I'll go and get a motorbike straight away. While I save for a, well, I don't know, maybe a car or a van. I suppose you can do more with a van, can't you? Camping and all that. Do you know what I mean? You see these people doing these van life videos now, where you got people out there who are just opting out of the rat race, and they've jogged on their flat or whatever, and they're living in their van. Am I into doing that? No, not really. It don't appeal to me. I'm a tent man. Do you know what I mean? I can live in the bushes. Well, I live in a van, and I can live in the woods. But yeah. Crazy. And I've been on here 39 minutes. How about that? Anyway, whatever you're doing, have a good one. I'll be back shortly.